Namaste. So that's where we left off. Welcome to another video lesson from Seifu Sharif on Qigong, and we're talking about horse's shadow Qigong. So we left off on the first part of horse's shadow, which is called winding up the hands, and really it's winding up the qi. We manifest the qi with our movement, our breathing, our awareness, and wrap the qi, draw it in toward the middle abdominal area, the lower abdominal area, the Dan Chen, lower Dan Chen, draw it up through the body, back down through the body, sweeping the hands through the chakra system and revitalizing the whole body in the process. Okay? Very meditative process. That's the first part of horse's shadow, winding up the hands. So with the same principles that we applied in winding up the hands, everything, the posture, everything, we're going to be doing the same thing in this second part of the exercise, where the name comes from. Let me mention a couple of things on that note, just triggered myself. Okay, so those of you who've been following my blog posts at seifu-sharif.com, you know that I've taken a break, a rejuvenation break from the blog. I've been doing it for years, until September. And so what I'm thinking is that, where do I want to go? How do I want to go forward with the blog? And what I'm thinking is, if I want to continue the blog, what I want to do is tie the blog more directly to the monthly video lessons. The video lessons are the length that they are, not because that's all of the information, but because I don't want to do hour-long and hour-and-a-half-long video lessons. So I give you what I think is essential for you to be able to derive a health and a martial benefit from the lessons that I provide. So if I tie the blog posts more directly to the monthly videos, then I can use the blog as a way of sharing more information and insight with you about each particular video lesson. So obviously that also kind of commits me to the idea of doing a video lesson each month, okay? And so I'm thinking about that. I got till September to make up my mind, so check back. In fact, let me know in the comments what you think about that approach, if that's going to benefit you. I'd appreciate your feedback. Why horse's shadow? Two reasons. One is that if a person is standing in the horse stance and light hits them at a particular angle, the shadow that is cast will look like someone standing in bow and arrow stance. So that's the obvious connection. They are in a shadow relationship to each other. The second part of that is that the horse and the bow and arrow are always together, okay? So what we mean by that within the 7-circle system is it should be very easy and comfortable for you to move from here to that bow and arrow stance and back to that horse stance. I mean, they're with each other all the time. Of course, we take it a step further and introduce, other stances that also will get us back into that bow and arrow, back into that horse. In the 7-circle system, we say we are 75 to 85% hands, but we train 75 to 85% legs, and not really legs so much as kicking, but stepping. Because if your feet can't get you where you need to be, either because you need to be there or you don't need to be there, then your hand techniques are limited to them in that respect. So that's our philosophy. Okay, so So this is just one example. This Qigong practice is just one example of tying those things together, our stepping together. Let's do a talk through. Okay. Where did we leave off? Here. Okay. I still want to feel my weight down into the ground as opposed to out. Now we're going into horse's shadow. I'm going to adjust my stance just a little bit wider. I can now feel just the slightest, if I divide it up into angles, I've got 80 degrees going this way and 10 degrees going this way, okay, out of 90 degrees, right? So there's a slight push off to the side, okay, and that's fine. This stance is going to shift as we go through the exercise. So we're here, we've adjusted, made a little bit wider stance. We're going to do the same movements, and I'm going to move through them relatively fast because we've covered this before. Condensing the chi, right? Adhering the chi, wrapping the chi or winding up the chi, drawing it in toward the center of the body and holding it there for a moment. Okay. Now, as opposed to shooting up toward the brow chakra, what we're going to do is we're going to open and close it. Right now, the chi flow, energy flow, is being blocked from the fingers because I'm in a fist. So I want that energy I want to feel that energy coming forward, but at the same time, I'm ready to release it into the fingers. That's the idea here. So this is where we were. So I'm going to open the gate, open the door, and shoot the right hand over toward the left, at an angle toward the left knee, as though I was using a sword hand, a shudo hand, snake hand technique low. That's the kind of movement. So we're here. And this is more martial in our energy space than winding up the hands, okay? So where with winding up the hands, we're really focusing on being relaxed and feeling and sensing the chi and just graceful and relaxing and health-related kind of movement. Here, we're actually thinking about how the chi moves in the body, okay? So that it is, where it needs to be at the time that it needs to be there, okay? So again, we're here. Shoot the right hand down, angling toward at the angle of the left leg, and then sweep the hand across the body, just kind of rotating at the elbow. Okay. The body is going to turn. And this hand is going to draw this fist with it. Okay? And as we're doing that, we're also going to adjust our feet. I'm going to back up just a nip here just to make sure that you can see my feet. So we're also going to make an adjustment in the feet. Okay? So again, we start from here. Okay? We're just doing a talk through now. So down toward the knee, sweep across, and feel yourself kind of shifting here, and lift the right toe, ball of the foot off the ground, just enough to be able to pivot on the heel. And now we're in position we call in Tai Chi fist under elbow, okay? and we're in a half horse stance. So all of these stances are tied together in 7 circles. So we've gone from that horse stance, just pivot on the, shift the weight over, these 60-40, pivot on the heel, 40% of the weight to the back, 60% of the weight to the back, 40% of the weight to the front. And in a position that is analogous to fist under elbow in Tai Chi. Again, we're here. Hold for a while and then shoot over. From here, we're going to open this hand, shift into a bow and arrow, and bring the left hand forward and the right palm to the elbow of the left arm. And you should feel that twist in there. This elbow is coming back in order to line up here. So you should feel a twist. We'll pause here for a while, breathe. I'll say something more about the breathing a little bit later on. And then from here, we're going to do a lunging bow without moving the knee too far in front of the foot. So from here, we're going to take the next level of range that we have from this stance. Okay? So from the stance standpoint, within the horse stance, we have the half horse, the bow and arrow, the lunging bow and arrow. Okay? All right. Once again, remember condensing the chi, feeling it, adhering the chi, wind it up, pull it into the Dan Chin, shoot. Feel everything that is involved in that. Shoot. Over. Draw. Shift. Shift. Spiral, spin, twist, and shoot. Now, we're going to go back to pivoting on the heel. Shift back to that, as if we're going into that half horse stance. Turn, sweeping the right hand over in front of the left arm, at the left elbow. I can feel that. The arms are not touching. You should feel, will feel as you continue the exercise and continue your chi sensitivity, you'll feel that energy between your arms, on both sides. So here, and then we're going to sweep open, not touching, but just brushing about 2 inches or 3 inches away from each other. Feeling that energy, and bring the hands back down toward the hip. And again, as we did in winding up the chi, you want to move the excess energy down, release it, let it go down. Now we're going to repeat the same thing. We'll do that several times, and we're going to repeat, we're going to go side to side, right? So, same thing here. Wind it up, interlock, draw the chi in, shoot, sweep and draw, shift to half horse, open, shift to bow and arrow, twist, twist, which means that if we were doing this with tension, with intention to strike, this is loaded for that strike. So we twist and extend, and again, without bringing that knee out over the big toe. Right here is good. And shifting, heel, turn, position, draw the chi over, around, through the arms, hands, fingertips, hips, down and around the hips, and release. So we go side to side, side to side. Since this is done side to side, Horse and Shadow is done side to side, then we're winding up the hands. We could do 3 times, we could do it 5 times, we could do it 8 times. With the second part, Horse and Shadow, you're going to do it 2 times, you're going to do it 4 times, you're going to do it 8 times, okay? So you always want to do it so that things are balanced when you're doing something that is one side and the other. Okay. Just taking a moment to think, make sure I've said everything that needs to be said on that. Breathing, same as the breathing that we were doing in winding up the chi. We can use Homi-so breathing. I try to use Homi-so breathing all of the time, so I recommend that you do the same. So, yeah, and not so much intoning it, but feeling that rhythm of the breathing that we talked about in the Homi-so breath video. So go back and check that out if you don't remember. But feeling the rhythm of the breath as it goes in and as it comes out. Okay, we're applying that same principle here. I'm going to take 2 or 3 breaths, maybe 2 Homi-so breaths, and 1 Ah breath as I move from side to side. Meaning when I finish having gone to the right side, I'll take a moment and pause with 2 or 3 breaths, 2 breaths Homi-so, 1 breath cleansing, and then I'm off to the other side, come back, 2 breaths Homi-so, 1 breath cleansing, and I'm off to the other side. And I'll just do 2 repetitions.